The real JV Jones is here tonight with the real Terk Stevens. And guess what? We're from the real HU. HU.
You know.
There you go. Can't be slow on it, okay?
Oh no, I just was like, wow, I wasn't expecting that. That's why I had to reminisce for a second.
Yeah. First, I just want to ask you, how's your mom?
She's doing good. Thank you for asking. Yeah,
Good.
she has my overachieving kidney, so she's doing good.
Great, great. Love to hear. We always got to make sure moms is doing good.
I'm a
Well,
living donor, y'all. So go out and donate. You can donate organs. I donated a kidney to my mother. So
did you?
yeah. So hey,
Oh, that's
I'm an
awesome.
advocate for living donors.
Yeah, I've been asked every time I go to the MVA, and so I guess I need to go ahead
Yeah,
and
check
say
that
yes,
box.
huh? Check that box. Well, first, I just want to go back a little bit to the Boogie Down Bronx days. Can you share a little bit of those
Well,
times with
I'm
us?
from Brooklyn, so for me, I mean, being from New York, um, being from Coney Island, just growing up in New York and then leaving and then moving here to D.C. Music was always a part of my life, but I mean, yeah, I'm a Brooklyn born and bred.
Back during the days, who was popular back when you first became the hip hop man?
I mean,
Who was your favorites back then?
I mean, Curtis Blow was killing them. Houdini, man.
Houdini.
Let me tell you a funny story about Houdini, man. Is before I became a member of Whistle, I was a huge Houdini fan. I mean, everybody loved Houdini. Yeah, Run DMC, but I was just really crazy about Houdini. I never forget. And my boy and I, James Grady, Houdini came to town and they had the Back in Black. I mean, that album was a monster, man. Funky Beat and One Love.
One
And I remember
love.
being there at the club. It was a club called Chicago's, and they came in to do an autograph session. And I never forget going there with my album cover, man, and they signed it. I never forget X signed my cover. He always had the fedora on, and he signed my album cover, man. I was so excited. And then less than a year later, I had joined Whistle, man, and moved back home to New York, and we had fostered a relationship upon me joining, being a part of the music industry. And I never forget, man, I moved into my spot in Queens, and he said, Turk, where you live at? I said, I live in Queens. I'm in Corona. He said, man, right across from Flushing. I said, I'm going to cook dinner. Man, he said, you can't cook, Turk. I said, yeah, come on over. And he came over, man. I'll never forget. I was so excited. I made lamb chops. I made glazed lamb chops, broccoli, and mashed potatoes, man. And I remember, never forget it. And he came in. It was just me and him in my crib, man. And I started laughing. He said, what's so funny, man? I said, dude, you have to understand. A year ago, I was getting your autograph. And today, you are in my crib, man, eating my damn lamb chops. So shout out to Ecstasy, man. John Fletcher from Houdini.
Yes, Houdini. Love them. Love
Yeah,
them.
true story.
Yes. So I know now you have a company and the name is Turk
Entertainment
Entertainment.
group. Yeah.
Tell everybody, what do you specialize in? What do you do?
I mean, the reason why I call it entertainment group because my whole career was built on relationships. I'm one of the greatest networkers in the world. I can tell you that, man, and I'm proud. When I do my influencers brunch, it's about that, being able to network. So my company is based on relationships. It's not just a single entity of just what I do individually, but what I do in terms of collaborating and working with others. Some people are hoarders. They believe like they have to have everything themselves, and I believe I was taught that. My mother says in fair exchange there ain't no robbery.
No robbery.
So what we do at Turk Entertainment Group, I'm a producer of television and film, and I started in the record industry, but I've always wanted to produce, and that's what I enjoy doing, and working with different clients and different people, managing a lot of their appearances and things like that. It just evolved. The company's always evolving.
What is probably your favorite event that you've produced, or maybe an entertainer that you've done a show for? I'm not exactly sure who all you know, but I'm sure you know many.
I know a few people, man. Look, at the end of the day, man, my my celebrity basketball games, man, were always just like a pride and joy for me. But hands down, man, my influencers brunch is just the staple. I mean, it just kills. I mean, and Tricky always goes, "That's Turk's baby. That's Turk's baby." Like Turk just I never seen him work hard or something. Like I really love it. With like myself, Chris Spence, and Anthony Anderson started in breakfast, and then now me, myself, and Tricky and Donald Woodard, man, we come together. We put together this incredible brunch, man. It's exclusive brunch. It's a power brunch, and
Power.
it's just really about it's with Hollywood, Hollywood, Wall Street, and and Capitol Hill, converge together to ignite young influences, man.
And that's a powerful combination. It
Hmm.
really is. Um, I know that the CBC just happened, and tell me, what does the CBC itself mean to you? Because, to a lot of people, it means different things. But for you, what is it special about it for you?
Well, it was established for congressional members to caucus, to be able to reach out to its constituents, and they caucus every year. They get together and they collectively elaborate and talk about policies and gathering information from its constituents um, to try to make difference engagement with the policies. So I mean, and it still represents the same thing.
Yeah, I am. I think it's so important for us to reach out to the young people
Hmm.
because they just, I don't think, really fully understand all about the CBC. So I've just been trying to talk a lot to them, and hopefully, I don't know if you encourage people to vote, but I just want, if you could just say one time for me, get out and vote. I want the young people to hear from all of us about they need to vote.
Yeah, but I mean, it's really just not about voting, right? So I was introduced to the CBC, man, when I was 18, right? Myself,
Hmm.
my childhood friends, James Grady, uh, Woody Kaysen, and Frank Purcell, and my mentor Ivan Hall, man. Here I was, an 18-year-old kid, man, 19-year-old kid, and I was introduced to the CBC. We started a company called BAM, Brothers About Making Money, man.
Wow.
And here we were, these 19, 20-year-old kids, man, entrepreneurs, man. And Ivan was the figurehead of really aggressive about real estate. And the first time I was engaged with anybody, I met, meeting Jesse Jackson was through a guy named Craig Kirby, and we went to CBC. We went down there to meet and network and try to become more engaged about entrepreneurship and
Hmm.
self-development, man. So it's always been a part of me. So young people need to be more involved and participate and get a good understanding of what it is to be engaged. It's not about just voting, but just be engaged with the process of voting and public policy and campaigning. Like, Kevin Jefferson, man, God rest his soul, when I was at Bowie State University, he was a graduate alumni of Bowie State. And here I was, the 17-year-old kid, and 18-year-old kid, so I turned 18. And he took me, he was running for state delegate. And he taught me how to canvass. And I was an 18-year-old kid, and we were knocking on doors. And ever since then, he said, "This is the footprint. This is the starting ground of where you go, and what you become as a politician." And we was out there knocking on doors at 6 in the morning, and standing out there at the metro stops, and just getting people to let them know who he was.
That's impressive.
And
Yeah.
I've been doing it. I mean, with Bill Clinton, I registered like 5,000 voters. I was on a Get Out and Vote tour
Hey.
with Ron Brown and Jesse Jackson. Of course, I stomped for Barack Obama. And stomping is you got to get out there, you got to knock on doors, and
Yes.
you got to canvass.
That's right.
It's called grassroots.
Grassroots. You heard it from Terk Stevens.
Grassroots.
That's correct.
Hmm.
Um, hmm, change wheels a little bit.
Hmm.
You're single.
Yes.
Ah. So tell the ladies something special about yourself that they may not know, other than you can cook well.
Morris may disagree with you there. Morris Chestnut, man. Me and Mo go back and forth. He said, "Chuck, man, you ain't never cooked nothing," because he mad because he can't cook.
Right?
He's just mad because he can't cook. But about me, my mother is a big influence. I'm no punk. I'm no cheap date. And what I mean by that is that you're gonna get what you get, and you have to be strong enough to understand that at the end of the day, I'm a hard worker. So
That's
you
good.
know, thinking that all of a sudden you just show up is good. That's I'm no cheap date. I mean, you can't buy me by just appearing. It's about really doing the work. So you know, um, I've been single, most of my life, never been married because at the end of the day, I've been in love before, and looking at what partnerships are all about is very, very important. And then I'm also strong enough to realize when something's not going to work, that hope is not a strategy. You know, I'm going to hope that this person is going to change. I'm going to hope that this situation is going to work out.
Amen.
It is not a strategy. So um, I'm strong enough to know that if someone decides they don't want to see me no more, it's for a reason, and I have to move on, whether I agree with it or not. And I'm also strong enough to know that if this ain't gonna work, I'm gonna move on.
That's right. That's right. I love it. So, I want you to share your social media with everyone so they can follow the real Terk Stevens and Terk Entertainment.
Well, it's my government name, Tarek, Tarek, Tarek Stevens. I'm on Facebook, I'm on Instagram. I mean, that's all my social media is Tarek Stevens. It's the real thing. My nickname is Turk. That's just what I've been having all my life, and the work I've been able to do and been able to accomplish through Good Ground, Good Life, man, was very important to me. And there's a young kid, Keelan, Keelan out of Louisiana, man,
Right.
that has humanity and the work that he's involved in, and I'm proud of him, man. A 17-year-old kid who
Oh,
really
that's
wants to
awesome.
be able to contribute to humanity in a positive way. So I'm just really excited about that work.
Yeah, we're gonna have to make sure humanity, y'all need to
Yeah.
lift the brother up.
And we just and I'm just really working hard. I mean, for me, um, my company, man, producing, film and television and managing talent, and got a big play coming out early 2019.
Okay.
Myself, my partner Ron Tricky Montgomery, we have a company, Tricky and Turk Visions LLC, where we work together. We got a film that we're developing right now.
Good.
We're acquiring the rights for that. And managing talent, with C Note and Eli. Eli, look out for him. He's amazing. And Crystal Nicole, is a songwriter. And Brooklyn Mack, working with him. Brooklyn is one of the hottest, the number one ballet dancer in the world. Like, and most people don't realize that. He's an amazing guy, and I just support him and want to continue to help him grow.
That is awesome. I'm gonna put a little plug in for myself. I do a little acting.
Okay.
Don't forget about me.
Well,
Um,
we have
so
to see.
yeah, yeah. How did you get the name Turk though? I see that you. Did
Well,
you-
leaving, Ivan Hall, man. Ivan, my mentor, man. When I left Brooklyn, I moved here to DC. Just the short story is that your name is Eric and Derek. People call you Irk and Dirk. So my name is Tarek, and that's how I got the name Turk, and it stuck. And then when I started singing, I needed a strong stage name, and it was perfect. It was perfect.
Yeah, I love it actually.
Thank
It's
you.
pretty creative.
Yeah. So when I joined Whistle, and I was singing before I joined Whistle, Turk was just the perfect stage name.
I love it. So is there a website as well?
Yeah, I mean, influencers, influencersbrunch.com, and then there's Turk Entertainment Group that's being developed right now. So
Okay.
by the time this comes out, and it should be out.
Great. Everyone's going to look for that. Well, thank you so much for taking
Thank you for having
time out. And I hear that you also may be getting an award soon. So we're gonna little birdie told me.
Oh,
Little
okay.
birdie told me. Yeah, a little bit. So we're gonna.
That'd be nice.
Yeah, it's gonna be real nice. So look, we're out of here. The real J.V. Jones, Terk Stevens, and this is the DC Nightlife exclusive.
Thank you for having me.
All right.